You're about to buy your new house for the first time. You've narrowed it down to two choices. The first choice, a brand new house, untouched. No one has ever lived there. It's beautiful inside and out. And it's only a few miles from the beach. The second house, it's a used house, but it looks really nice. It has a great view. It's beautiful. Inside, there needs to be a few repairs. Most of them are small. Some might cost a lot. And some may be unfixable. But good news, it's on the beach. Which house would you choose? Sex is a very important part of life and beautiful part of life. And it's up to us to protect our virginity until we are married. I am a credible source to talk about this topic, as I have personally made a commitment to stay pure until I'm married. And I've seen acquaintances who have made the mistake of not waiting until they're married, and just to see how hard that can be. Over the last few years, I've seen and heard a lot in the news about teen pregnancy and about the rise of STDs. And it saddens me. And then in current TV, they've started to glamorize the whole idea of teen pregnancy in shows like 16 and Pregnant, Teen Mom, and don't forget, The Secret Life of the American Teenager. In Chad Easton's book, The Truth About Guys, it says 20 years ago there were only 4 known STDs. Now there are over 25. And about 10 years from now, when the book was written, which was written in 2006, there are estimated to be over 50. Also in this book, it mentions that 8 to 9% of teenage girls, by the time they're 19, become pregnant. And sadly, half of them have an abortion. Also in this book, it talks about how premarital sex can lead to depression, anxiety, suicidal thoughts, and attempts, especially in teen girls. In Chad Easton's other book, Guys Are Waffles, Girls Are Spaghetti, it talks about how guys and girls view the words love and sex differently. Guys will give love in order to get sex. Girls will give sex in order to get love. When you're outside of marriage, it's really easy to get that skewed, and it can just make things really messy. Pastor Peter Haas from Substance Church last spring did a sermon called Toxic Sexuality, and I'm just going to pull a few things that he found while he was preparing and doing his sermon. 1, premarital sex. There's a 75% chance you won't get married. And if you do get married, there's a higher divorce rate, and it starts with when you started having premarital sex and how frequently you had sex. There's greater chance of committing adultery, 4 times as likely for men and 8 times as likely for women. The University of Chicago study found that religious women and men are more sexually satisfied than non-religious. And one thing that Pastor Peter said was sexual fulfillment is in direct proportion to God. That is just amazing. Also in Chad Easton's book, The Truth About Guys, it says most teens see over 600 advertisements in a given day. Over 200 of these advertisements are selling beauty and sex. What can we do about that? Parents, talk to your kids. Talk to your kids as they're young. Nowadays, sex is getting more into shows that the kids might be watching. Kids are starting to watch PG-13 movies at a younger age. It's becoming more known, and kids are starting to have sex at a younger age, which just blows my mind. If you are religious, stick to your religion. Most religions want you to abstain from sex until you're married. Teachers, try to push for your school to get an abstinent sex education program instead of safe sex, because there is no safe sex unless you abstain. Everyone knows that. They just don't want to admit it. With doing my research, I found Choosing the Best. It's a leader in abstinence-centered sex education. It goes through grades 6 through 12, 5 to 8 sessions per grade. 9 and 10th grade are combined. 11th and 12th grade are combined. I looked on the website, I looked at some of the videos, they were great. If you're a teacher or educator, get them. Even if you're not, it's great to go through with your kids. Chip Ingram, a Christian author, speaker, he has a series called Love, Sex, and Lasting Relationships, and it is great. On the 4th disc, I'm going to give 4 points from it. The first one says, real, genuine love demands sexual purity. The second, sexual purity demands a game plan, which could mean developing convictions and pondering the consequences. 3, make pre-decisions. And 4, get accountability. Yeah, you, Miss Mo? All this information sounds great and fantastic, but are there any stats or success stories to back it up? Ding, 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 you are correct. On Choosing the Best on their website, they have a list of about 9 success stories. The 4th one I'm going to share with you, it happens in Florida, and a program called Be the One started using Choosing the Best in 2001. The leader, Anthony Henderson, says, there are only 2 types of pain in life, the pain of discipline and the pain of regret. I thought that was really powerful, and this program has been a great success down there in Florida. Also, another success story in Tucson, Arizona. 5 years ago when it started, they were ranked number 2 in teen pregnancies. Now, 5 years later, they're ranked number 4. That may not seem like a big difference, but it is. And it should keep growing. My cousin's wife, Haley, stayed pure all the way until she was married to my cousin, and they are so happy together, and they have 2 amazingly beautiful kids. So it works, believe me. So now that we've learned about all this, what can we do to take action, take control? First off, I'd say walk the walk. Don't just talk the talk, walk it. One thing I did to help me as a constant reminder, I bought myself a purity ring. Well, my parents bought it for me. But I got myself a purity ring. It has a heart and a cross, and inside it says love waits. Not all purity rings look like this. There's many different ones that you can choose from. Also, Abby Lugsvixen came to Bethel University this last spring, and she gave us a stop sign analogy with her 3, what she has for her go zone, her warning zone, and her danger zone. Her go zone is kissing, hugging, making out, and cuddling. Her warning zone is napping together, hands roaming, sleeping in the same bed, and prolonged making out. Danger zone is any type of sex, sexual intercourse, or any of the other weird types out there. Sex is a precious and important part of life, and we have the opportunity to keep our virginity until we are married to our one true love. So we've learned about the problem, solutions for it. We've learned about some success stories. We've learned about how we can take action. I'm going to end this with going back to the house story at the beginning. Do you want the beautiful new house, even if it's a few miles away from the beach, and you have to work to get there, and you have to work to get it? Or do you want to get the older house that needs repairs, but you get immediate satisfaction right on the beach? I would choose a brand new house, even though you have to work for it. Just like staying pure, you have to work to stay pure. Sometimes it's really hard to stay pure, but you have to work at it. And I'd rather work for something and feel rewarded than get something instantly without feeling that I've worked for it. Thank you, and God bless.